I would be fine being alone forever. I don't need a girl to feel like there's meaning in my life. I've got some great family and friends. I do what I love, and so in the end, I would be fine being alone. I would be fine, but I don't wanna be fine. I don't wanna be.
What's up, Bohemians? That's too loud. I'm gonna try again.
Try again.
What's up, Bohemians? Welcome back.
Hey guys.
It's a very special episode today because it is the big 1-0.
Our 10-year mom-anniversary.
Years is a
10-year
10-year
mam-anniversary
10 whole years we've been
of
doing.
mamming.
10 whole years of us being brothers.
Yep.
Yep, only that many. Tucker, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been okay.
Uh-huh.
I've been to the movie theater multiple times. Going again tomorrow.
Ooh,
So exciting.
so exciting. What movies did you see?
I saw a movie called Talk to Me.
And?
Very spooky.
Number?
Like a 7.
Solid.
Is that
Out
the
of 10,
question?
I assume.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's weird. There is a kangaroo involved.
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer, and I'm very confused on how it becomes
It's
involved.
dead. And
Oh, that's
there's a
Take a deep breath.
ghost.
You got
There's a
this.
ghost involved.
What?
And some other weird spirit things.
What was the other movie you saw?
I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles last night.
Heck yeah, we did. It's phenomenal.
It's pretty good.
I'm wearing, for the audio listeners, I'm wearing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt today
Your
in honor of
legs
the fact that
covering
I
it.
saw it yesterday, and it was amazing.
Your legs covering it?
No, it's fine.
There you go. Wow, it's green.
It's so good. It's so good. You need to go see this movie. It's so good.
It's pretty good.
And the guy who voices one of the iterations of Gumball, and the Amazing World of Gumball, voices Leo in this movie, and he's so good.
I don't know where you got that information.
IMDb. Look it up. I know it's true, and if it's not, this is going to be so awkward. Because I've said that to so many people.
There's no way it can be true logistically.
Look, there he is. Look at his... There, see? Boom. Amazing World of Gumball. Second thing on his list.
More importantly,
Amazing World of Gumball
Minecraft
shorts.
Monday.
He was what?
He was in the Fablemans?
Oh, apparently he was in the Fablemans. But yeah, it's phenomenal. It's the best he's a cute guy.
That is disgusting. That's a child. Oh, he's 19 years old.
Yeah, see? Yeah. He's cute like the boys.
Dang.
You know, one of the boys. He was in Oddballs? Who's he in Oddballs?
I don't even know what that is.
The guy, the Odd
Oh.
Ones Out YouTube guy made a Netflix show.
Yeah.
I don't care who he is in the
Okay,
Oddballs.
I wasn't gonna look.
That big fan of James. That show was all right. It was phenomenal. Highly recommend going and watching that movie.
It was fine.
What? Don't do this with me right now. It was awesome, and you know it. He was great. The guy who voiced Raph was great. The guy who voiced Mikey was great. All four of the kids were great. Ice Cube did a better job than I expected.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, but then the
Please
fly
don't do
turned
this.
into
Shut up. Please
an
don't
ice
do
cube
this.
at the end.
Please don't.
So
do
that was
this.
really weird because that
I'm
got
not-
really strange
I'm
and
not
meta.
doing this with you this week.
Why can't we do both?
I don't know. It makes me so angry for some reason
No.
when you make up lies about these movies.
I don't care. I'm gonna do it anyway.
And because you only ever do them to the movies that I like.
We haven't seen a movie together.
You sat down and you could have done this with saying talk to
Paisley
me.
and I did it with Barbie.
Well, I don't like that one. So you can say whatever the heck you want
The
about
weird
Barbie.
ice cube was a weird addition. Like that was the bad guy at the end.
Oh,
Was a big ice cube and they had to melt it. But if they melted it, it would flood the city. So they had to melt it slowly. It was a whole thing. It was a long movie.
they talk about Attack on Titan in this movie, which made me laugh.
I wish they would have talked less about Attack on Titan and more about My Hero Academia or
Name one other one.
Fairy Tale
Wow, that you actually did.
or Demon Slayer, or Final Fantasy,
That well,
or Fire Earth, Middle Earth. What's that one called? Flame, Fire Emblem,
there it is.
or Pokemon, or Yu-Gi-Oh, or Bakugan, the Bakugan anime,
Or the Beyblades one.
or Avatar.
The one that goes
Or that's-
Beyblades, let it rip.
Let's fight an epic battle.
An epic battle, face off and spin the metal, dog. Which doesn't even work now because stupid Beyblades are made out of stupid plastic now that explode after 2 hits.
Stupid plastic.
So dumb. Bring back metal Beyblades.
I will say the one thing
Make
this
it
movie,
trending on Twitter or Threads or whatever. Or X.
the
It's
one
X
thing
now.
this movie didn't have that it desperately needed was the scene of Raph walking through the streets in a trench coat and a fedora.
I want that to be in the second one.
If it's not, I will write. I will say that was my one legit thing looking back on it, because I looked more back on it. I was talking to Dad about it this morning.
Okay.
I don't think Raph was angsty enough. Like, everyone else kind of leaned into the thing. Like, Donnie was still smart. Mikey was still goofy
Here's the
Mikey.
thing,
But Raph
Donnie
was like,
Donnie was never shown off to be smart. He was shown off to be a nerd. Like he never.
he was
like,
a nerd, but he also like helped formulate their planet. Like he helped
they
make
all,
the
they
planet.
all
and
helped
things like
formulate
that.
the plan. He didn't build any gadgets in this movie. He
No,
didn't do
but
anything.
he's still 15.
They all felt.
But now they have
like
more
actual,
access.
They all felt more like actual characters as opposed to that's the smart one and that's the angry one.
But like he wasn't even that angry. Like he was just kind of there.
What they did instead was instead of making him angry, they switched anger for violent, and so he would like say these things, and they're like, "You got a violence problem, dog," and he's like, "No, I don't," and then just like keep going.
Yeah, like that was slightly
I thought
upsetting.
that was a lot of fun.
Because I just thought like you need one dark and brooding Batman one. That was
You
Raph.
really don't like.
No, you do.
This is something that.
But this is like you saying you were getting upset at the Netflix show last night in the car of them not feeling like themselves or whatever.
Yeah.
This he didn't feel like Raph to me. He felt like a different turtle.
Okay.
Because like the fight and the violence and the rage comes with the anger in terms of like his fighting.
Yeah.
But like he also is just like upset. Like I don't know. I feel like he wasn't as a. I don't know.
Do you remember that 2009 I think TMNT movie?
Yeah, Ewan McGregor was in it. And Chris
that one's
Evans
really
was,
good.
Maybe Chris Evans was in it.
Maybe he may voice Casey.
Yes, actually, I think he did.
And there's one part where Raph and Leo fight on a rooftop, and it's epic.
Yeah, that's good.
That movie's really good. Did you know that they were going to make a sequel to that movie?
Good thing they didn't.
No, they were going to make a sequel based off the last Ronin cartoon, like comic.
No, James Arnold Taylor's in this movie. Which is
Chris
goated.
Evans, was that right? Casey Jones? Booyah!
Yeah, Patrick Stewart plays Max Winters. This is the guy. I always get it confused. This is the guy that plays Obi-Wan in Clone Wars. And so I had a friend, and she said, "Oh, I thought that it sounded like Ewan McGregor."
Leo.
Like she kept saying Ewan McGregor, and then I thought the funny thing is, it's not. But then I got it wrong in my head. Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I don't remember what the April in this movie looks
Lawrence
like.
Fishburne is the narrator. Let's look at pictures.
That movie was awesome.
There's no way this is from this movie.
Yep, it is.
This is the
That's
worst
a
looking shot in the
weird-
whole thing.
That is a weird looking April.
Better than the April in this movie.
You can't say that.
I'm not saying it as a race thing. I'm just mean in general. I did not like April in this movie.
Really?
Yeah, she bugged me.
Oh, I thought she was pretty funny. Here's the thing.
Jess Harnell.
I
Yes, let's go.
recently, last year at college, watched whatever the newest Rise of the TMNT is, and I know there's a lot of people that like that movie, or that show / movie. I thought it was unbelievably mid.
How dare you,
And
that's
I
racist.
think that the April in that show is extremely annoying and grating to listen to. So this April being a coherent person that felt like an actual person that I might see in the real world, I enjoyed very much.
I
I
thought
thought that was a blast.
I don't know. She was fine. She just also kind of bugged me. I still on the camera.
Barely.
I don't care. It's a podcast. I'm tired.
Yeah. Tucker's just laying down on the couch, just so long as you don't fall asleep.
So I thought it was okay. I agree with our friend we went and saw it with. I loved the first bit.
What, the first 40 minutes?
Yeah. I didn't really like Superfly that much.
I definitely think I'm more pumped for
Another
a
one.
different villain.
Yeah.
Because
I don't even think it's a spoiler. It's the one that's not in this movie.
Yeah, as fun as it was, well, there's two. Krang and Shredder are
It's
both
the
not in
human
the
that's
movie.
not in this movie.
They're as fun as it was to see, sort of like, because all of those people who did show
Yeah.
up were like side characters in most of the other.
It was cool
stuff.
to see the other.
Exactly. So it was a lot of fun, but I wish that they were side characters in this movie and not the main villains.
Well, but I mean, even when you think about it, really, Superfly is the main villain. The rest of them are still side characters.
That's true.
And I didn't hate Superfly. I just felt like he could have been better.
The part where they're driving in the truck and he grabs Donnie's stick and pushes down the gas with it, and he goes, "No, he's used my stick against me." Then he grabs him, throws him around, punching him, and he goes, "No, now he's mollywopping me." That was so funny.
Like, there were parts of it I really liked. Overall, I gave it an 8 out of 10.
I seriously, I try not to give out 10 out of 10s. I really think that this was a 10 out of 10 movie for me.
Let's play this fun game.
It was so funny, and it was so well animated, and it felt like the way that the turtles interact with each other is so entertaining to watch in every way. It's so good. What game do you want to play?
I want to look at what my 10 out of 10 movies are.
While you do that, can I shoot you the Tuck Nose of the week?
You can, I'm there. Man, there's a solid list of 10 out of 10 movies right here.
Here's the Tuck Nose. You ready?
Yeah.
What exactly is happening when you bend the metal back and forth until it breaks? Is this same process possible for other objects like paper?
Now, I would like to ask this question.
Mhm.
It does say just the metal.
It does.
Does that just mean like metal in general?
Like when you can take a paper clip and if you like bend it one way,
Yeah, well, it doesn't.
bend
It
back,
didn't specify
bend it
that,
one
so
way
I
and then
wasn't
it
sure.
breaks. Well, that applies to all metals, but that's the question. Why does it do that? And could you do it to paper?
Wait, what was the question again?
What exactly is happening when you bend the metal back and forth until it breaks? Is this same process possible for other objects like paper?
Yeah, idiot. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to get so
That's
aggressive
okay.
there.
That's okay. You want to elaborate?
I don't remember what the question. It says, why do you bend it back and forth and then it breaks?
What's happening to the metal when that happens, and is it possible on other things like paper?
Well, I want you to picture the metal as a little boy,
Ah.
a little human boy.
Of course.
If you bend a little human boy more than one direction over and over again, eventually you'll break the boy. Now, what you don't know is that all metal in nature, things out of nature are alive. So the metal, when you hear like the squeak, like if you like a squeak, like when you're pulling it, that's not a squeak.
That's the
It's a scream.
Of
It's a scream of a
boy.
small metal boy. And you're continuously breaking and breaking and breaking more, and then you like fix him for a second. And he's like, sweet relief, and then you like start pulling him the other way, and then
the noises you make scare
he
me.
dies, I think. And then, what do you want?
That's true.
We should
gotta
get an on-air sign. What do you need from us? Okay, I just gotta get all my stuff out of the record. Keep this in. This is good content. Okay, that's fine. I have, my wallet is in there. Hat, apron, shoes. Can you bring the poster in? Oh, okay. That's just my stuff, though. I think. That I, need.
Thank you, special guest star from episode 4 of the podcast, our father, for reminding Tucker of his responsibilities.
I wasn't told I needed to do that yet.
No, it's okay. So is the screaming of a small metal boy.
Screaming, basically, it's the screaming of... I want you to picture Iron Man, but a small child.
Yeah.
And inside of the metal outcase, there's a fleshy interior. And it's a boy. It's a boy's interior.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just... Oh, let me my hair.
That's gonna sound terrible. It's gonna sound terrible on the comeback here. Okay. So
that's what he sounds like on the inside.
So metals are actually basically just uniform crystal structures. The best thing about them is that these crystalline structures can expand and contract without breaking the bonds that hold them together to a degree. When you have a spring, you are able to pull it and compress it, and it will return to its original shape. However, if you pull it too far or too hard, it will become permanently deformed. The limit where it becomes deformed is called yield strength. When the metal becomes deformed, it means that one of the crystal bonds broke off and it was not able to go back to normal. When you do this repeatedly, you are breaking these bonds to the point where there aren't enough left to hold the material together.
Nice.
Nuts!
Okay, this is what I want to do.
What's up?
I'm going to read off my top 10 list, and then I just want you to give a one sentence of what you think the movie is without thinking. First thing that comes to your mind. Okay. This is in order of when I last watched them. It's like when they were added to the list.
Okay.
Okay. Passion of the Christ.
Haven't seen it.
That's wasn't the thing.
You said one sentence for each of the movies.
Yeah.
That's my one sentence.
Nope. I want you to tell me what this movie's about.
Oh, okay.
one
Jesus is
sentence.
being crucified.
Good job. The prisoners. Off the top of your head, Sam, be fast.
Just really bad. Really bad Shawshank.
Fablemans.
That boy makes movies now.
Spirited.
Will Ferrell can sing?
Bullet Train.
Phenomenal. In every way.
Hook.
Better in your memory.
No, okay, wait, no, it's not. I don't think it is.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I just remember them eating imaginary food scene, and that's about
It's
it.
so good.
It's Robin
Rufy,
Williams.
oh, Rufy, oh, Rufy, oh. Jurassic Park.
One of the all-time classics.
Toy Story 2.
Better than 3.
The Prestige.
The most underrated Christopher Nolan. I actually don't know that for sure, but that movie's amazing.
Iron Man.
The one that started the sadness.
Dark Knight.
The one that ended the sadness.
No, that one's in the middle of the sentence. Fantastic Mr. Fox.
What the cuss do I even have to say?
Buried.
He was so sleepy.
Tangled.
Better than Frozen.
The Way, Way Back.
That movie's so good.
The Lego Movie.
That movie's so good.
Whiplash.
I'm scared of J.K. Simmons for 2 reasons now.
Deadpool 2.
Better than the first.
Logan.
Sadder than Deadpool.
Us. Endgame.
Should have been a good ending.
Would have been a good ending.
I-
No, because it was a good ending.
But then they kept making movies.
Yeah.
I watched a video describing that should have been the end of the MCU, and that's why it would have been great. And as I thought about it more, I was like, they're totally right. If the MCU ended there, no one would have been mad about the MCU.
No, I don't think so. But also, we got like 2 banger Spider-Man movies after that, so I'm not too upset.
Listen, there's a lot of good things that came from it, but still.
I mean, and if you think about it,
It's not
like,
all bad after, but they were like, when you make a movie or a TV show, you want to end on a solid note, but you want to leave everybody wanting more. That's why Gravity Falls is remembered
but we
so
only
fondly,
had-
and that's why so many other
it though?
movies.
But it was, except we we only had one Spider-Man movie by the time Endgame happened.
If nothing else, they should have put a longer break after Endgame, because it was like
Yeah.
this was the end of the story. Anyway, here's 4 more movies.
We only had one more movie.
But anyway, keep going.
Black Phone.
I can't think of a good sentence, but that one's good.
Pinocchio.
Ask me about the Pinocchio paradox.
Jojo Rabbit.
Hey there, little man. What's your Oh, hey, Adolf.
Parasite.
I can't read fast enough.
Onward.
I love Chris Pratt with my whole heart.
In the Heights.
I'm not as big a musical guy.
Free Guy.
I want to kiss Ryan Reynolds.
Tick Tick Boom.
I want to kiss Andrew Garfield.
That's the last 10.
I was hoping there was one more so I could say I want them to kiss each other. Oh wait! That was gonna be the joke at the next one.
My 9s are pretty goated too, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, nines are.
I don't know why this isn't a 10.
What?
Guillermo del Toro's.
It did win Best Animated.
Man, Saw was so good. So was Amsterdam. That movie
was so good?
Saw.
Saw.
The first Saw movie's so good.
It's a very good story, but it makes me sick to watch, and so I can't rate it very high because I didn't enjoy myself while watching it, but I very much enjoyed
How is
the
that
story.
movie not? Why am I so stupid?
You can talk about this later. I want to do one of our new things.
Okay.
I don't wanna be fine. I'd much rather stay together. I don't wanna be fine. I wanna be upset.
I'm gonna edit in. So there
Can you
is-
always leave in the little clip of us
Of us saying what?
It, like comes back out, like so like an ad or whatever pops in and
I
then comes
usually
back and you
do.
go, all right, there's gonna be the break for the ad. Okay.
Yeah, I usually do.
I don't.
So
listen to our
this is
show.
a new Reddit place that I found that I'm excited to bring to the show.
Okay.
Called r/askreddit.
Okay.
This is where people just drop the most random questions.
Okay.
So I will give you one example and then I will give you the real one.
Okay.
I sorted this by top most upvoted ones of all time.
Okay.
So this one is from 4 years ago.
Okay.
And the question, no, we did this on the last one. And
I
don't
just need to
like
stretch
it.
out for like a minute.
Nope.
For a minute.
The question from this one is, people who haven't pooped in 2019, why are you still holding on to last year's crap? It's very dumb.
This episode's gonna be titled "Why Are You Still Holding On to Last Year's Crap?"
And then this is my new favorite one that I think we could discuss for a second.
I don't know. We're not talking about the crap one.
This is
Continue.
uploaded 2 years ago. What if God came down one day and just said, actually it's pronounced Jod, and then left? Did they expand on it at all, or is it just that question? Oh, it's just that question. That's so...
I've heard that before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh. I think that these questions are a lot of fun. I think it's great. How? This is not a question. This one just says Stan Lee has passed away at 95 years old.
Well, they're
That's
just
not a
letting people know.
question.
They're just posting it on Reddit.
Okay.
He was
Then why
nice.
is it in Ask Reddit?
They're just posting it all over Reddit so that everyone knew.
So, oh, my eyeball itches.
Stop.
What would you do if God returned in this day and age, and that's all he did was just actually pronounced Jod and then disappeared again?
I
would feel so many different emotions because I'd be like, he is real, but that doesn't seem like that's not my God. And so then I would just be confused.
That's not my job.
That's not my job. I'd just be real confused.
It would be a mix of like, oh, that's pretty chill, and also probably none of us are going to heaven. We've been saying his name wrong all this time. He's so upset with us. You know?
I'm not gonna lie, I was only half listening because I just found our next question. It's a good one.
Okay, let's do it now.
Bill Gates said, I will always choose a lazy person to do a difficult job because a lazy person will find an easy way to do it. What's a real life example of this?
A lazy person. Us doing this podcast.
Ah. This is a good question. I feel like I want to make a whole episode about this and just read the comments. Put it in our YouTube comments if you want that. Or
no, let's
DM
look at the
us.
Comments. Let's look at the comments.
Are we gonna look at? There's been 3. I looked at them earlier today.
Oh, well,
they're
yeah.
all from friend of the podcast, Andrew.
No, look at the comments on the
On the Reddit.
Yeah.
Oh, I have those up. Okay.
I don't care about what Andrew said. Just kidding, Andrew. I love you.
Yeah, he basically was just like, I love this podcast. I was like, wow. I was working as a stock boy in a supermarket, and when we had to fill the milk cooler, people would burst open a 12-pack of milk cartons and put them in one by one. On my first day, I just placed the 12-pack in the cooler and cut the plastic off on one side and then with my box cutter and yanked it out from under it. And the look on the store manager and the other employees who was training me was pure bewilderment.
Or they just like slid them in?
Instead of cutting open the bag and
Yeah.
taking them out one by one, he put the whole box in, cut one side, and then just pulled it, and so they all just slid out from underneath.
Smart man.
Smart man. Start of lockdown, my 9-year-old son was having worksheets emailed to complete at home. One day, left him at a laptop doing his maths while I made some dinner.
Get them out of here.
My
They're not
3-year-old
American.
daughter walked into the living room and his dinner with his dinner to find him asking the Alexa all of his math questions. That's very good.
That's like over COVID. Our math teacher that I had that year sent us all of our worksheets. We had to do online, print them off, and then he gave us all the answers so we could check our work when we were done. I mean, they were supposed to like send in a picture, so we did it.
Yeah.
I think I did it twice for real. And then I didn't care anymore, so I gave up.
I was on a. Can you please genuinely get your legs off me? I was on a call one time with one of our. We went to a Christian high school. I was on a call in a Bible class one time with our lovely friend Dr. Price. And in the middle of his teaching, one guy unmutes his mic and just goes, "Oh my gosh, look, there's the share screen button." And then he clicks it and just starts playing Rocket League. And the whole time, Dr. Price is like, Michael, please stop that. Michael. And then it like went away, and then Michael was like blocked from doing that.
I don't think you were with Dr. Price.
It was during, there was like the mini shutdown a few times our senior year. There was like a few times where it's like, we're going to have an extended weekend because so many people are sick.
Oh.
There's a few of those. It was during one of those. Because I know it was Dr. Price. I thought the kid was just like in the middle of class, just clicked the share screen button, and then was like, or I think he asked, what do you guys want me to play? Because it was just his desktop, and somebody else jumped on and was like, start up Rocket League. And he was like, all right, and then started playing.
Was it the same kid that was on the bathroom during?
Yes, it was. There was another time I was in math class. Bringing it back to the story, I was in math class, and it was like sitting in silence because he was like, here's the math on the board as an example of what we're learning today. Try it, and then we can all check our answers together like you would in a math class. So we're all sitting there in silence, and then this same kid unmutes his mic, and you just hear a toilet flush, and then he like remutes it. And the math teacher, who, God love him, was one of the most awkward people I've ever met. He like leans over to his computer and gets like real close to his webcam, and he's like, Michael, did you just use the bathroom? And then muted his mic again, and then like sat back like nothing had happened. It was very strange. But I lost it. I was texting like 4 people in that class the whole time during the class because it was a waste of time.
Yeah, well,
that was phenomenal. It was good. Do you want to hear another one of my stories? I have a few. I have a few of our classic stories. There are some that are pretty good.
I want to talk about this turtle thing really quick.
Okay, what turtle thing you want to talk about?
I don't remember.
Okay.
If Splitter doesn't let them interact with humans, how does Mikey have braces?
I actually wondered that. One thing I will say that I thought was nice, though, his braces are not straight. Like, they're on crooked.
Well, they're turtle braces.
But they're, like, very... It's not like some of the brackets are horizontal, some are vertical. Like, they're not put on correctly. So I could imagine... The only thing I could imagine is Splinter did it.
Yeah, where do you think he got all those materials?
He stole them.
How do you think he drilled into his teeth?
That actually leads into my first story. That's something I thought about because people asked the same question when Rise of Gru came out, and there was a minion who had braces. There was like the question of like, did a human put his braces on, or did another minion do it?
Minion doctor.
That's a good question. I really think, I bet Donnie. You can find everything on YouTube. Donnie probably did it.
There are 4 comments.
What are the people in the comments say? People in the comments thinking.
Just noticed this little plot hole, possibly. Any explanation or thoughts? I doubt Splinter knows how to do. I doubt Splinter knows how to do dental work. Donatello likely put them on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably the only somewhat decent explanation. But how many inventors, architects, engineers, etc. can put in braces? They're chronically online in the movie YouTube tutorial.
Yeah.
They probably learned how to install them by watching movies. What movies?
There's no way they learned through movies. I could see them. There's like doctors on YouTube who make videos. I can imagine them watching a million different YouTube videos to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel about that one.
I did love that. I liked that these designs of turtles looked very much like the originals, but they all had things that made them unique. Because there was like running it back to the show that was like, there's a movie on Netflix and there's a show based off of it. None of the turtles all look very original, but they look nothing like any of the other versions of turtles in the past. Like, they all have, like, body paint. I see it. They all have body paint, and Raph is twice as big as all the other ones, which I don't mind that, but it's, like, things like that. But this one, they all looked like that classic turtle look, but like Mikey has braces and Donnie has glasses and like a fanny pack
Yeah.
and that, and Raph has like the whole head bandana as opposed to just the eye part, and his like belt buckle with his name on it is like taped together because he broke it. Like there's things like that that made them all very unique, and I liked that very, very much. Are you ready?
Is
that a
shit
JoJo's
JoJo
reference? It frustrates me that picture's online already. I will say that. Are you ready for?
And the official TMNT account retweeted it.
Yeah. It just frustrates me that people are already like in the movies taking pictures of scenes and like posting them. Like earlier this week before we went and saw the movie, like on Saturday, I saw a TikTok where somebody showed off the scene of them in the big machine. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know what I'm talking about. But like that, yeah, look, that picture you just saw, that's what Leo looks like in the show.
Yeah, I know.
And so he doesn't look bad, it just doesn't look like the turtles.
Just
Anyway.
a quick sketch. That's dope.
That's super dope. Okay, are you ready for
Why is
my
NYC
story?
so dark at daylight? In broad daylight scenes in 2012, it's so dim and grim. Why?
Are they talking about the Michael Bay one?
Favorite Leonardo relationships?
What?
What are some relationships with Leonardo that you guys favorite? He's always the leader, but I really don't see him with nobody.
If they're talking about romantically, then there was the girl in the Nickelodeon, the 2012 Nickelodeon cartoon. Can't remember her name.
Well, he hasn't really had many. Radical and Mirage was the only one to actually happen.
I don't want to talk about the one in the new movie because I didn't know it was going to happen. I thought that was cool.
Well, there's only really one thing it could be, Sam.
Nope. There's hidden characters. You don't know. Can we talk about my story now? I feel like we've talked a lot about turtles, which I don't mind, but this is not a TMNT podcast. This is a brother podcast.
You coward.
I don't know enough about these guys for it to be all about them. What did you just scroll to? We're done.
Go to see Mutant Mayhem, boys.
I can't do this anymore. What?
When you realize their VAs were in the... Oh, yeah.
Voice actors. Oh, wow, look at that. Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This is more a lead into a question that I have for you, and also just a story I thought was kind of fun. I fart into the furnace air intake to annoy the other tenant.
Yeah.
They can definitely smell it too, because last time I did it, a few seconds later, I heard, "Oh my gosh, it's happening again!" That makes me laugh. So, well, that was just a funny story. My question that comes from this, we've both now lived in a college dorm for at least a year, you for 2.
Yeah.
Have you heard anything, like...
Nope.
Like, have you heard anything wild through the walls? Like, from neighbors, or just you're walking down the hallway and you hear somebody screaming in their room, like stuff like that?
Really, the worst stuff that happened is the cross country and the track team. Every Friday, they run through, like, the student center, and they run through dorms, level floors. And they go like, "Woo, it's the weekend Friday!" And I'm like, I'm just trying to sit in here in the dark. But I had to deal with that this year because I was on the 4th floor. One time I was walking through my dorm hallway freshman year, and there was a post-it note on the one guy's door that said, "If people keep throwing snowballs at my window, I'm going to come mess you up," or something like that.
Oh.
And I thought that was funny.
While you're thinking, I'll tell one of mine. I was sitting in my room one night, and my roommate Chad was out, and I was sitting there alone, maybe playing Metroid Fusion or something, and all of a sudden, down like through the wall, I heard somebody scream like, "No!" and then a shattering noise. And so then like I opened my door, and then like my across the hall neighbor opened his door, and then like our RA down the hall was like opening his door. And so all three of us like went, and I'm right next to the stairwell. So the only place it could have come from was the stairwell. So we all go, we look through the door, and there's a shattered plate sitting on the landing. Like the pieces of it on the landing. And I later learned it was one of my animation friends. His room is like right under mine, basically. And he said he was sitting in his hallway playing chess with a guy, and he really likes playing chess. Like he's got really into it in the second semester. And he was sitting there playing with this guy, and he looked at him and said, "Dude, if you beat me on this, I'll break something." And he did, and so as sort of a joke, he screamed "no," picked up the plate he had next to him, and just threw it as hard as he could at the wall in the stairwell, and it just shattered.
That's pretty goated.
That made me laugh. Why are you taking up the whole couch?
I
We
just
had
wanna stretch
a
out.
whole couch, and you're kicking me.
I was trying to stretch and get comfortable.
Did you have any other good ones?
I'm trying to think. Here's the thing. My memory's so bad. If I didn't write it down, I really forgot. I gotta stop being tired when I do these things.
I would prefer you do that, yeah.
I'm trying. I just don't sleep.
That's rough. I can't think of any specifically, but our neighbor would play Super Smash Bros. Into the wee hours of the night. And so every now and
Into
then...
the wee hours of the morning.
But he would usually stop around midnight.
No.
On occasion, he'd make it to like 1 or 2 on the weekends. And so me and my roommate would be sitting with our lights off, like trying to go to sleep, and we could just hear him talking through our wall. And I can't remember any of the things, but there's a few times he would say like all jokes to like his friends he was on Discord with, and Chad and I would just like lean up out of bed and like look at each other like confused and concerned, and then just lay back down and go back to
Did
sleep.
he have a roommate?
Yeah. His roommate's name was Tim, but his roommate stayed up just as late as he did. So
I say, hey,
So
what's going on?
I've been loving dorm life. I'm a big fan. You don't got it. You're getting a house next year,
I'm living in a house next year.
which is crazy.
Taking that poster.
Yeah,
That's up there.
Mario Bros. Good movie.
I'm so tired.
Dude,
This has been a good one so far.
You can't keep being this tired.
I didn't go to bed till late last night. So then I stood the morning and stepped outside and I
All right, I'm reading another story.
What's going on?
All right. Are you ready?
And I said, hey, yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Are you ready for my story?
What's
Okay, here's my story. This one's nothing crazy. It's a petty revenge.
going? Yay.
Good old classic petty revenge. Neighbor took my parking spot after I shoveled.
Kill
I
him.
poured water in his windshield.
Kill him.
It was a cold winter day. 8 inches of snow had fallen the night before, and the wind chill made it feel like it was in the negatives Fahrenheit. I drive in an all-wheel drive SUV, so I have no issues getting out, but my wife, on the other hand, she drives a Prius, which slides on the slightest amount of moisture on the road. My car was down at the time, so we had to take my wife's car. I spent 45 minutes in the freezing cold shoveling the car out so we could get to the store. We were gone for an hour, and when we came back, our neighbor had taken our spot I had shoveled. Our apartment complex doesn't have assigned parking, but in the winter it is an understood rule that if you shoveled a spot, it's yours. So when I saw this car in the spot that I had shoveled, I was pretty pissed. I went inside and filled 2-gallon jugs of water, went back out and poured them on his windshield. Rinse and repeat. I must have poured about 10 gallons of water on this guy's car.
And it like froze, I'm assuming?
Yeah, it's negative degrees with wind chill. Being how cold it was already freezing by the time I poured the last gallon on. It sat like that overnight. The next morning I got to watch it as he helplessly tried to scrape at all of these layers of ice off of his windshield. Don't take my parking spot. And then there's a few edits. You guys need to chill. This isn't Am I Delightfully Bonkers? I'm not looking for judgment because I already know that I am delightfully bonkers. The point of this sub is to tell stories of petty revenge, and I'd say I'm being pretty petty. Edit 2. Sorry, I find it so funny that people are trying to tell me I committed vandalism. No damage was done, except for wasting like 5 to 10 minutes of his time. Ever hear of freezing rain? It does the same thing I did to this car, never does any damage. This was also many years ago, and the cops haven't come to arrest me yet. I think I'm good. Can you imagine that? First of all, I like to imagine that the neighbor was malicious and knew what he was doing, because that makes me like this guy more, and I want to be this guy's
Digging
friend.
the parking spot?
Yeah, like he was like sitting in his house, like, here, once Michael pulls out to go to the store, that parking spot he's shoveling will be mine. And then the guy just dumped a bunch of water on it. For goodness sakes, can you please wake up? I'm trying to do a show with you right now,
listening.
and you're falling asleep.
Taking a
No,
power
I
nap.
don't want you to listen. We have at least 2 people listening. I need a person to sit here and talk with me.
Paisley's episode is 51.
No, she's not. Dad texted us that she
No,
left
she has
with it.
51 views.
Paisley's has 51 views, yeah. So we know that there are plenty of people watching and listening. And so I don't
This
need
is what
you,
they come here for.
I don't need you to sit here and listen to me. I need you to sit here and talk with me and goof. Make some funnies.
Talk to Kiko.
Kiko can't talk back, and Kiko is not the name.
I need coffee.
You idiot. You named it and you don't even know it.
Taekwa.
I don't want to talk to Taekwa. I want to talk to my brother.
You used to be my
I
brother.
want to talk to my brother.
Man, 40 minutes feels like a good bit.
No, it doesn't.
Hey guys, I'm sorry I didn't post a YouTube video last week. It's because I tried it. It sucked. I didn't want to do it. So I'm trying again later.
Tucker, please. Michael. You gotta help me. That's the thing from Breaking Bad, I think. I haven't watched that show. I just know that it's on TikTok. You can't just keep singing that song and call it content. Did you bring anything to the podcast this week?
Yeah, about that turtle question.
Anything else?
No. Have you ever heard Where You Been?
No. What's Where You Been?
It's this store. I want to see what's open. I'm going to go with Maeve tomorrow.
It's a store?
Yeah.
Is this like the bin store that people have been telling me about?
And you can, like, get stuff for super cheap. Dope. It is open tomorrow. Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
But this dude, like, they sell everything. It's just returned Amazon packages
Yeah.
or whatever. So this dude got, like, a PlayStation controller, but he gets it for, like, $5 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and people have gotten Legos and stuff, so I just want to go look.
Oh, brother, it's a Wednesday.
What do you mean?
I kept thinking it was a Thursday, and tomorrow was the end of the week, but it's not. I have 2 more days.
So then,
But that does give me a day to edit this pod. Which
maybe
will be
find
epic.
some clips.
Tucker, I feel like I'm doing everything for this podcast.
I feel like you can do it while you edit. You just
not
take a
that
chunk out and
easy.
move it over.
It's not that easy.
Okay, well we need those to grow. I'm learning how to do YouTube for you.
You're learning how to do YouTube for you.
No,
I am
it's
content doing this.
It's going on a channel for the podcast.
Oh my gosh.
So it's different.
If you're learning how to edit, that means you can learn how to find the clips.
No, you have everything on your computer though.
Yeah, it's not that hard. It's all mostly on an SD.
No, it's okay.
We can argue about this later. I don't want to do this with you right now.
I don't wanna be fine. I'd much rather stay together. I don't wanna be fine. I wanna be obsessed.
All right. I'll find us. I'll shimmy through Ask Reddit. I'll find us one more goofy thing to talk about before you fall asleep on me.
Man, I'm so tired.
Gosh, you're the worst.
So then I stood the bowling. What car am I supposed to drive? The Death Day, the van?
I don't know, but this is getting edited out.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. We only have 42 minutes. Plus the nothingness at the beginning. This is staying in.
Whatever.
What if I make a really good joke right now? You have to keep it in.
All right, you better make a good joke. You haven't been one all day.
Hey.
I think dogs should vote.
We can't steal jokes. We're gonna get sued.
I was watching a video.
Hey.
What?
Poop.
What? I was watching a video yesterday by Jarvis Johnson, and he used the "I think dogs should vote" clip because he was talking about the metaverse.
He did?
Yeah, he was talking about the metaverse, and he was like, "VR is not the first attempt for the metaverse. What's that game called?"
Second Life.
It's like Second Life comes to mind, and then it's just, "I think dogs should vote," and then it cut away to the next bit.
Which video was it?
It's the I spent a week.
Oh
in the
my
metaverse.
gosh, there's a new Monster Factory! We need to turn the podcast off right now and watch it.
Is it for Street Fighter?
Yes!
Oh, we'll watch it when we're done. Highly recommend listening to the McElroys. They're the people who inspired us.
What
to
episode
start
is
doing
the Jarvis
this.
Johnson? Oh, Metaverse.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna watch this.
Don't. You can't watch this on our podcast.
I saw a tweet last week that said the metaverse is not just dead, it never existed. City of Angel-
Stop. I have a fun game for us. Stop right now.
Hurry up, I want to watch this before I have to leave.
This says, without saying the category, what are your top 5? So I am going to list the 5 things, and I need you to tell me what you think the top 5 is.
Okay, save this Reddit thread. How many comments are there?
Enough for us to look really quick. All right. Here's an easy one. Kansas City, Denver, Chicago, Oklahoma City, Wichita.
Basketball teams.
Top 5 places that make you think, maybe this meth stuff is worth trying. Oh, here's one. February 28th, 69, 8/27, 72, 11/21, 73, 5/11, 77, 3/29, 90.
Top five presidents' birthdays.
Those are years that don't exist yet. This person never went back and said what it was supposed to be. They just made up dates. That's stupid. You're stupid.
You're a bad person. Top 5 states
That make you think, you know what?
This meth stuff isn't that bad.
Oh, wait, hold on. Blind, deaf, missing limbs, old, retired. What do you think the category is?
Top 5 things a woman needs to be before I consider dating her.
Top 5 descriptors of residents of Florida. Of all whom are still driving, and some, for all who are some driving for some reason. Hold on. Youth of Today, Quicksand, Rival Schools, Gorilla Biscuits, Warzone.
Top 5 things I thought I would be more scared of as an adult.
Top 5 things Grandma has been peeved about on Facebook ever since her Alzheimer's flared up. This is so stupid.
Rival Schools is very good.
This is so good. Rival Schools.
Chiqua.
Oh, that one's kind of funny, but I'm not doing that one. Goose, turkey, duck, chicken, partridge.
Top 5 animals in 12 Days of Christmas.
Top 5 birds to give someone in December, preferably in sequential song order.
I nailed it.
You got pretty close.
I want to watch this Monster Factory so bad.
Chicken wings, mozzarella sticks, hamburgers, french fries, chicken tenders.
Top 5 American foods.
The most common items purchased together before ordering a Diet Coke. Penne, fusilli,
Yeah, let's get a little racist. Farfalle.
farfalle, manicotti.
Andrew is rolling over in his
I'm
grave
so
right now.
excited for this one. And then I can't read the last one. But
Top
it's another
5 pastas. Top 5 Italian names.
top 5 Italian football players. Shoot, our mother's calling me, but I don't want to answer it on the pod.
Answer it on the pod.
I don't want to stop.
Nope, answer it on the pod.
Okay,
We're on speaker.
I'm not putting her on speaker. Hey, Mom.
We're on the pod.
Hey, we're on the pod. Yep, you're not on the pod, but I'm on the pod while you're talking to me. No one can hear
Do you want everyone to hear you?
Tucker wants to know if you want people to hear you. Okay, cool. Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Tucker, you gotta be funny while this is happening. Come on now.
My mom was talking about alcohol.
No, you can't say that on our podcast. Keep going. Okay, we can do that.
We're about to be done.
Yeah, we're just about finished. Okay. Love you, Mom. I will not. Love you. Bye-bye. I really hope no one makes it this far in our podcast. Actually, I do, though, but because this five is really good.
No, people were like, man,
Oh
that
my
Italian
gosh,
joke's a good one to end on. They should have stopped.
I'm doing this every week.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna
do
find
it.
you a few of these. This is my new favorite thing. I need to save this. How do I save this on Reddit? I'll figure that out later. Let me scroll here.
Step outside and I
Let's look.
real high and I'm screaming at the top of my lungs. What's going
Patrick
on?
Swayze, Kurt Russell, Kurt Thomas, Kurt Thomas, and then one thing is definitely not sexual. What do you think the category is?
Top 5 dudes I want to kiss.
It's the top 5. They're just the top 5.
Oh, Kurt Russell's
And 3 of them is Kurt Russell. All right, let's look here. Oh, I like that one, but I'm not gonna say it on podcast. Oh, that's okay. That's actually clever. It's the word 5, the number 5, the Roman numeral for 5, 5 dashes, and then 5 in the dash marks. It's top 5. That's fun. That's clever.
No, it's not. It's stupid. Someone thought that and thought it was clever, and it's not.
All right, this is a good one.
Is it though? Because you thought the 5 one was
Finding Nemo, Toy Story, Up, Wall-E, The Incredibles.
top 5 movies about dead parents.
Top 5 reasons that I'm not crying. You're crying.
Great end with that.
That one's a good. I'm so excited to do this every week. These things are hilarious.
Okay. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for
music. Thanks.
Well, listen, we got to do that part right. Thank you so
Thanks
much
for
to Ian McConnell
letting
for
us use Fine off the single.
Yeah, thank you for letting us use Fine. Maybe one day we'll get to meet you. That'd be crazy.
I'm gonna have a YouTube video up soon.
There, you heard it here first. Tucker said it.
I'm in the process of figuring things out.
That's very cool. I'm not.
I have to learn how to edit before I leave for college.
Yep, you sort of need to figure that out. It's not super hard, but I gotta be able to teach you. This was a fun week. I'm very happy. Send in Reddit stories that you want us to read. Send in questions if you want us to answer them. Send in Tuck Knows. Send us in themes if you want a themed episode. I think next week is going to be a themed episode. You know what? I'll tease it. I think it's going to be a themed episode on roller coasters and amusement parks. I think it's the plan for next week. So that's very exciting.
Tell your friends about it or you're fake.
Oh yeah, share if we post a thing, maybe share it on your Insta stories. That'd be awesome.
If we post some clips, maybe share them on your Insta stories.
I'll fight you.
Those are much more likely to get shared because they're funny. Well, maybe not.
So yeah, this is good episode this week. Good old fashioned party in the old times.
Party in the USA.
All right.
Hey, my name's Tucker. We didn't say that at the beginning, but in case you were confused.
Yeah, my name's Sam. I'm the younger brother. Let the battle begin.
Let the battle begin.